A future with savings that work just as hard as you. And it's us, working together to strengthen our community. Because at Citizens Bank, community banking means you plus us. Visit us at citizensbankwi.bank. Citizens Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Hey, Gina, did you hear about the draft?
Wayne, there's no draft at Pella.
There's definitely a draft. Right, Wildy?
Yeah, everybody's talking about it.
Pella windows are constructed of the highest quality. No drafts. But Pella should be everyone's number one pick because right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get no interest financing options or free glass upgrades.
So where is the draft?
Coon. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply in sport 30-2025.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time for the best 60 minutes of your life. This is the Homer Hour, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Alongside former Badger and Packer Gary Ellerson, here's Emmy Award winner Homer.
The best 60 minutes of your day. And now I look forward to the Gary Ellerson Homer Hour because in recent times, Gary's got some beef with Packer fans. I don't know what it is this week, but I'll bet he's got something. I cannot hear Gary. Are you there, Gary? Still can't hear him. Are you there? Nope. Can't hear him. He looks like he's really good. He's going to be mad at us in addition to be mad at Packer fans over something. I'm hearing the music perfectly. We will now be calling Gary Ellerson to make sure that it works, and that's the way to do it. It might be 90% the quality, but it's a million times better because we're not hearing him. Couple of notes while we work. American Place Casino, I talk about them all the time because I tell you how far away it is, and that's what you need to know. American Place Casino, half hour south of Franklin, 38 minutes to be exact. Great table games, great slot machines. They got a sports book, and they have all kinds of promotions. You just got to go. I don't even have enough time. AmericanPlace.com and all the promotions. Free plays. Shut the box promotion. Play $500 on us. Just get the list of them all. You better be taking advantage of one or more than one promotions. American Place Casino. Half hour south of Franklin. Half hour south of Franklin. Half hour south of Franklin. 38 minutes. Located in Lake County, Illinois. I apologize for not saying it more often. Just a half hour south of Franklin. American Place Casino. Now I think we have Gary Ellerson ready. No. Oh, we're still trying to get the phone call. All right, that gives me a chance to mention a couple other things. Your state, your teams, your ESPN, the brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Download the app today for your chance at an all-inclusive private tailgating experience during day 3 of the draft in Green Bay. I just heard Gary. Open up the ESPN Wisconsin app, check out the contest tab, and register for your chance to win. I think we got Gary Ellerson now. No, we don't. All right, I'll just keep reading. I got all kinds of these. Fisco Auto Body, family business. I tell you to go there because you'll have an auto body place forever. They're that good. And then you'll thank me. This is how it works. You listen. You go to Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin. It's a family business owned since 1931. It's not what they do, it's who they are. They're so good. And it's still in the family. So I don't know what generation it is, but they started very young. And by now, they're fantastic. When you go there, you'll realize that. And at some point, you'll go, wow, thanks, Homer. Yes, people think better of me because I tell them about Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin. Fisco. So you remember the name. I don't know if we need to take another break. Should we take a break and then I'll give you more chance to, then we can have a longer. I can't hear you either. Still not hearing you.
This guy can't hear nobody.
Oh, we got Gary. He's on. Calling Gary Ellerson. Calling Gary Ellerson. He just did this so that we'll appreciate him more.
Yeah.
I still can't hear him. Is he talking?
Which one?
And I still can't hear him. Say something, Gary.
Can you hear me?
Well,
hello?
Still can't hear him. I would think we could get him on the phone. This is getting exciting now. What are they going to do? I'm looking in the studio, and they're just working like crazy to try to get Gary Ellerson on. I'm more of the opinion that we should consider taking a break. That'll give you time. So we're going to take a commercial break, which means that Gary Ellerson will be even longer without a break once we come back. Gary, I heard something there. Is that Gary?
Hello?
Yes. Now I'm hearing him. Unless you're
Hello?
AI. Are you AI Gary Ellerson, or are you the real Gary Ellerson? I don't know how I would
know.
know.
What AI means?
AI means is they can use your voice and do research on all the things. I can hear you now. Do all the things that you've said and almost correctly predict what you're going to say in the future about something. They don't need you anymore. They don't need Homer anymore. AI Homer. I did this once at an AI site, and what they said I would, my comment would be was 100%. And then all they have to do is learn how to steal my voice, and they can do the same to you. So that's our challenge, Gary Ellerson.
Is that Allen Iverson?
Artificial intelligence, I believe, is what AI stands for, I think. Yeah, but all it is stats. So imagine something that could compile everything you've ever said on radio all these years. They have that, and that gives them a background or for what you would say about the Packers based on your attitude on things in the past. And you can do this. What would Gary Ellerson say about the Packers this season? And you'll read it, and you'll go, damn, that is pretty much what I would say. We are all incredibly predictable when you can compile all of what we said. And then AI can also steal our voice. So then it's just a question of what we can charge him to do AI Homer and AI Gary.
Why would we want to do all that? Why would we want to do all that?
All we do is we don't have to do anything and we get money. The key is it as entertaining? And the answer is pretty much. I think AI Homer might even be a little bit better than Homer because they would probably have him yell less. So it'd say the same things, but just don't yell as much. and I think that would be some would say might be a better Homer. All right, we got Gary Ellerson. And usually you're irritated at Packer fans over something. Have they done anything recently to irritate you in terms of you believe they're kind of spoiled and their expectations are too high? We had a discussion when I was filling in for you just moments ago about Goody. When would you fire Goody? And I said I might give him 5 more years because I think he's putting a pretty good team together. But I could not argue if someone said if they don't not necessarily win, they don't go to the NFC Conference Championship in either of the next 2 years, I would accept it if they fired him and moved on to somebody else. What are you saying?
I'm not talking about firing anybody. Why you people?
See, there we go. Yes, I did it. I wasn't even trying. Why you people? This is when you know Gary is upset when he says you people.
You people are the same people.
No, we're
that
not.
Ran out Budenholzer. Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
You people are the same.
I would bring him back. I would bring him back right now. Actually, I said what I would do with the Bucks. I'd hire him alone.
Ran Mike McCarthy out. You're the same people. I'm not doing the fire. We got a draft that's coming in Green Bay.
Yes.
Here, next week. We need to be talking about the Green Bay Packers. Mark Murphy, who y'all don't like either. Murphy.
Don't tell me what I do and don't like. And I like Mark Murphy. I feel like he has been underappreciated. He's won a Super Bowl.
Has been.
Yes.
Has been.
Jason argues with him and stuff. I don't.
People don't like it.
All right. Let's find out what it is. Do you like Mark Murphy? Right? That's the question, right? Discount Liquor Twitter poll question. Do you like Mark Murphy? And my answer is yeah.
You know what? I don't know. Maybe do you appreciate what Mark Murphy has done for the Green Bay Packers?
Well, but we have to put it, do you feel that Mark Murphy has done a good job as president? Or what word do you want?
Thank you. Yeah,
do you think
good?
That's
like
good enough?
That.
Do you think Mark Murphy has done a good job as president? Our choices are yes and no. And I want to put I want hell yes ahead of yes and no. I say hell yes.
And home, because I know some people in the media didn't like when Mark Murphy said, I hired Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, well, no, he
had a problem with that.
I mean, no, I do have a problem with that. He was a snake, but he lied to Goody. Goody assumed Goody was given the assumption that as had taken place before him that he would pick the head coach. Then when he finally hires him, he says, "Oh, by the way, I'm going to be picking the head coach." What is that?
How you know that?
I do.
You don't know that.
I do know that. My sources told me that, and I'm comfortable with my sources.
No, you don't know that.
Who would Jason Woolley be a good enough source? Who do you want to hear from?
Sure. Let me call Jason up then.
Yes. Call Jason up.
I never heard that.
All right.
I never heard that.
Yeah. So when he interviewed him, he didn't bring up that the rules had changed. And I believe yes.
Does Mark Murphy get credit for hiring Matt LaFleur?
Yes.
A great
yes.
hire.
No, your point is he did it a different way, but yes. It worked out.
Got the job done.
It worked out. Goody wanted a second interview for LaFleur, and Murphy said, "No, it's over." But yes, I agree with you. Unless we're to believe that Goody would have picked somebody else, I don't know that he would have. But yes, that approach has worked. LaFleur was a good hire. Well, yeah,
we don't get mad when John Lynch hires a coach, do we?
We don't care enough. But no, the way he set it up was that would get him in the Snake Hall of Fame. But everything's important as it works out.
I disagree. See, to me, that then also should be the question too. Did Mark Murphy trump Brian Gutekunst? Well, should Brian Gutekunst have hired the next head coach?
No, I don't. My point is that when he talked to Goody about hiring him, he didn't tell him that he wouldn't be hiring the coach. He waited until he told him, I want to hire you, but know this. You're not hiring the coach. To which Goody should have said, what the hell? Now, he wanted the job anyway, which was probably wise because there aren't that many jobs.
Exactly. But Homer.
Yes.
How many times in our jobs, in our everyday life, where the boss came in and said, do it this way, and we do it?
But if it had been done a certain way for 30 years, and they're hiring you for that position, unless that boss says otherwise, I'm going to assume that it's going to be done the same way, right?
Who hired Mike Sherman?
Thompson. No president has hired a coach since Bob Harlan took over and said, Ron, I'll get you coffee. You do whatever you want. The GM, Wolf, hired every coach. The GM, Ted Thompson, every coach. No, I have a problem. I have a problem with the way hold on. I have a problem with the way he did it, but I still said he's done a good job.
Thank you.
And that's more important.
A lot of people still hold that against him.
Yeah, well,
whatever you're talking about.
Yeah.
Whatever you're talking that you're talking about, right. A lot of people hold that against him.
Yes. And that's fine, but if you do something different and it works out, you still don't maybe like the way he treated Goody, but it's all about winning. Like
then
the guy.
Why didn't Goody leave?
What? You'd have
leave?
to ask Goody, but we both know the answer. You know what the answer is? Because there are only so many of these jobs.
He could have got another job.
No way. He's not getting a GM job anywhere else in the NFL.
Yeah,
I was chasing that well. No way. No, he was a team guy. He fit here. I think that one of the reasons he got hired was because he was willing to not pick the head coach. Ron Wolf's kid, no way he's taking the job. If you're picking the head coach, I don't want this job. And he didn't offer to him. So, Elliott, but No, in the end, what's important is that Murphy
New
decided to do it a different way. He had football knowledge, and it worked. Yes.
But people still don't like him because of that.
Well, they're wrong. That's what we're here for. Smarten them up. 1-800-990-3776. Just call in. Gary will smarten you up. See? You guys. How long? We could have an over-under. People have a drinking game. How long before Gary says, you people or you guys?
You people.
That bothers you. I can tell by your tone.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Totally. Because I think maybe Mark did it different, and everybody got hung up with the silos. What is he talking about? Silos. You got Goody, you got Russ Ball, you got Matt LaFleur. Then they all report to you, the silos.
Yeah, he changed the silos.
And everybody was upset with that.
Yes, because it was different and he hadn't told Goody.
It's going to work.
And it's worked.
Everybody said it wasn't going to work.
They may have. I think there was reason to wonder.
Everybody said it wasn't going to work. Now, we hadn't even started talking about the
by
draft.
the way, I need to interrupt.
We hadn't even started talking about
AI wouldn't do this. Rick on our chat on YouTube. Goody is respected. Homer must be smoking weed. Can I be a Gary Ellerson? You people. Homer, yes, Goody is respected. The debate is not if he stinks. The debate is how good he is.
No, see, if I were you, and I don't even know if you still, if I were you, Homer, and I don't even know if you still have that sponsorship, but I would have went right into that sponsorship that you had. I would
98%?
right away.
Oh, no, Happy Love. Happy, I don't have that. Higher Love. I don't think I have Higher Love today.
I would have read that off YouTube and went right in.
Yeah, that's true.
Happy Love.
So,
just say it.
You can't. Well, I got in trouble for saying that. You can't smoke weed in Wisconsin because it's illegal.
Oh, right.
But you can buy it in Michigan, and they're doing it in large numbers going through the drive-through. All right, you people. Yeah, what do we have for our discount? Goody is good. It's just a question of how good, right? I don't believe he would have gotten a job somewhere else, but I would say this. If he was let go by the Packers, I think he'd have a chance to get a job somewhere else.
Yeah.
But you agree, right? Goody's good. The problem is
great.
No, he's not great. Come on.
He's great.
What? He hasn't even gotten the team to a Super Bowl. Great. He had Aaron Rodgers for a few years.
He's great.
Great. Well, you're going to get killed there. Discount Liquor Twitter poll question. Goody is great. Agree or disagree? Upon what basis do you say he's great?
Because just history, how many franchises go from a first ballot Hall of Famer and still have your team in the hunt to get to the Super Bowl?
Are you talking about going from Rodgers to Jordan Love?
Correct.
What have they done?
Doesn't matter. And that's what I'm talking about. Here once again, where y'all think it's just supposed to happen magically. Pixie dust.
I said he's good.
How many people? Great.
What would he be if they win a Super Bowl? What does he mean? Yeah, go ahead.
How many GMs have gone from a Hall of Famer seamlessly to another quarterback that nobody wanted and still have you knocking on the door to get to a Super Bowl?
When were they knocking on the door? When were they knocking on the door?
I'll wait.
But when were they knocking on the door?
They're knocking on the door ever since they got Jordan Love. How long Jordan Love started?
They have been knocking on the door?
Yeah.
Let's see. Jordan Love has been the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers for how many seasons? I believe it's 2?
Started. 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Knocking on the door.
9-8, 11-6. They've won one playoff game in 2 years. That's knocking on the door. That's maybe knowing where the door is. I don't know if that's
Jordan Love first year. You lose to what? Is that San Fran?
They lost to San Francisco. Yes.
Yeah. And you
after they
go,
beat the Cowboys, and we realized the mess the Cowboys have been, that was the start of it.
So now we're going to take it away.
No, I'm giving it to them.
The Cowboys were a mess.
They were a mess, but I'm giving it to them. They still won.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I am.
No, you're not. No, you're not. The Cowboys were a mess. Now you got to take it away.
No, I don't want to take it away. He gets credit for it.
Got an addendum. No, the Cowboys were a mess.
I'm giving him the credit for it. All right, I'm taking that back. I'm not saying that. I don't want that to be a part of the equation. I don't want any discussion yet. They were the underdog in that game. They beat Dallas in Dallas 48-32. They whooped their tail. That's the one game they've won in 2 years. So I don't know if that's knocking on a door, but what? We're just arguing good over great. In order to be great, you got to make a Super Bowl.
I call it great. Whatever you want to call it, with you, then that's you. I'm saying great.
I know. Well, why?
Because I'm telling you what other GM have went from a first ballot Hall of Famer quarterback and gotten you to the playoffs, knocking on the door again. I'll wait.
All right. I'll look it up. I'm sure it exists.
Tell me. There's only one.
What, Luck? Oliver Luck? Who?
Is it Steve Young?
Mahomes? What, Steve Young?
Yeah, there's only one.
Well, Steve Young was, that was one and another. The key to the 49ers would be after Steve Young when they brought in Garcia. Steve Young was there, Aaron Rodgers.
Correct.
And then after that,
Doesn't matter, though.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
All right. What would, if they got to a Super Bowl or won a Super Bowl, since Goody is already great, what would he be then?
Greater.
Okay. All right. That's good. No, I'm not. That's a good answer because the standard of what you are requiring for great is not good enough for me.
You guys don't understand. You guys don't get it. You guys don't get it.
That it's harder than we think.
You got the New York Giants. You got the New York football Giants that are stumbling all over themselves after Eli Manning. They have no idea what the hell they're doing.
They've won as many Super Bowls. They haven't been as good. After Eli, they haven't been any different than the Packers. Haven't done diddly squat.
Okay, see,
but the Packers have been better they've been better seasons. But
Thank you very much.
I don't give that the same level as you do. But
yes, you don't.
Well, no, I'm not that far off. I said he's been good. I never thought I'd have anybody saying Goody has been great. But that the standard that you've said to bring and make a team.
What's our phone number? Have these people call us up.
Ain't nobody's going to say Goody's great. You're not going to get one person.
Call them up right now.
All right, 1-800.
Phone number.
Hold on.
Gary said.
All right, 1-800-990-3776. Gary says Goody is great. Agree
GM.
or disagree?
GM.
Yeah, great. Gary says Goody is great as a GM. Agree or disagree? I'm not, unless he's got family around, I don't think you're going to get one person to agree with you. We'll find out.
Okay.
I know it's okay.
My point.
What proves what? That you're wrong or that everybody's wrong?
How you people think that it's just supposed to happen like this all the time.
No, I wouldn't say it was good if I thought it should happen all the time. You got it.
Commercial.
All right. Next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Eastbound 94 really slowing down right now from Moreland Road all the way to Highway 100. I think there's an accident there. It's kind of hard to see right there. And we've also got an issue on the ramp from westbound 94 to southbound 894 right about at Greenfield Avenue. Looks like there might be something there as well. We do have a crash officially reported on the ramp from Highway G to 94 westbound. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. A few storms early, mostly cloudy with a low of 44. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, filtered sun with a high of 53. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
And now, unless there's a big boy trade coming that I don't see on the horizon, Green Bay is going to run this thing back and probably pick up an early round draft pick to add to that room.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
And you hope that these other guys will emerge and can add, but I don't see them making a J.R. Ewing type change.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so that you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Wisconsin is still cattle country, and that's why Bunzel's chose to stay close to home to hand select the finest beef. Quality goes into everything they do, from Bunzel's expansive array of meats, homemade specialty sausages, and their award-winning beef jerky. It just isn't a proper holiday meal without Bunzel's top quality cuts on the dinner table. Tasting is believing. Visit Bunzel's at 90th and Burleigh or bunzels.com.
When you don't compromise on the court, you shouldn't compromise off of it either. Lose the calories, not the taste. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. Copyright 2024.
Hey Bucks fans, enjoy Michelob Ultra at Fat Daddy's Milwaukee, Rivals Kenosha, Lucky Clover Milwaukee, DJ's Goalpost Menominee Falls, and Mecca's Sports Bar Milwaukee. Michelob Ultra, proud sponsor of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Whether tailgating or hosting at home, don't serve boring, bland food. As the official grill of the Green Bay Packers, Pit Boss brings the heat with a wide range of wood pellet grills, smokers, and hardwood pellet fuel. Reach another level of flavor that can't be achieved with a charcoal or gas grill, and it's beyond easy. Seriously, Pit Boss grills get cooking with just a few simple steps. Grill, smoke, bake, roast, braise, char grill, barbecue, and direct flame sear. The all-in-one Pit Boss does it all. Learn more today at pitboss-grills.com.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on the Packers. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
People, you guys, I got to make sure I have it right. Do you use both, or do you just generally just say one? I want to make sure. You people? Okay. And by the way, I did mess up on Higher Love, because I do need to do that. And yes, someone said that when I said Goody was good, that I was smoking weed. Higher Love is the only UP cultivator offering organic, clean, green certified products, which means you can count on them to provide only the good stuff and none of the bad stuff. Less than an hour from Green Bay. Less than 2.5 hours from Milwaukee. 2 hours and 18 minutes. 9 retail locations across the Upper Peninsula. Again, remember, Higher Love. You're going to be hearing more about them many, 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 many years ahead. 2 stores just over the border of Menominee. I think in Wisconsin it's Minocqua. And you get from Minocqua, you cross the border. It is 19 seconds to Higher Love in Menominee. Also in Ironwood, 9th retail location open in Escanaba. Higher Love, the only UP cultivator offering organic, clean, green certified products, which means you can count on them to provide only the good stuff and none of the bad stuff. And I did mess up, as Gary Ellerson said, because I didn't make mention of it when it was suggested. We have somebody on Team Gary, John, who says that Goody is great. Okay, John in West Bend. Let her fly.
Homer,
Homer, Gary, thanks for taking my call. I think in the theory of why Mark Murphy did what he did is because both LaFleur and Goody would be in positions that they've never held before, and him seeing that he's had experience or thinks he's had experience, that's why he did that. When you look at the performance by the team where you've lost possibly 3 Hall of Famers with Rodgers, Bakhtiari, and Devontae Adams, and still remain in the mix in the playoffs with a chance at the crown jewel.
You can't do this. They might be gone. Hold on.
Yes.
They might be gone because of Goody. You can't say they've done it. He got rid of them. Yes. How do you say that?
Yes, he did.
Yes.
Because times change, and you have to keep refueling and rebuilding, and so you don't have to go to a full rebuild. You have to keep refueling. And it was time to move on. And it was time to move on from all of those players, whether it's a year early or a year too late. There was different theories by different GMs.
And what has occurred
so that's understandable.
Hold on. What has occurred to make you believe that those decisions were accurate? What the hell have they done?
Well, because we're not the Bears or other teams
that's
that aren't
the
even
standard.
getting back. Hold on.
I just want to write these down. We are not the Bears.
You have extremes that you want to see people get fired, and that's what gets Gary so worked up.
This is only one question. What's the Discount Liquor Twitter poll question? Has Goody been great as general manager?
Can you let him finish?
Well, no, I want to make sure we have the question. He's bringing up stuff that has nothing to do with the question. What's the question?
Let him finish. All good stuff. Let him finish.
Is Goody great? Has Goody been great as general manager? John in West Bend, you say that he has been great.
He has been great.
Okay, all right.
Look at what has moved on that the Packers no longer have, and they're still in the mix. They were within a touchdown of the Eagles last year in the playoffs. That team went on to win the Super Bowl that you want because the Packers weren't there. You want the guys fired. They were right there in that game, and there was people who believed we could have won that game.
Nobody said he should be fired. Nobody has said. I haven't said. Nobody said. The discussion was how far into the future.
Right. You want to be in the Super Bowl every 4 years. That's what you said, or you should win it every 10. That's
yes,
what you said.
I would like. No, actually, I said I would take it once every 20, but I would like it more than that. Yes, I think I don't remember the specifics, but he hadn't been to one.
Saying there's no definitives that you right. They haven't been to one. He's had the job for how long?
What is he at 8 years?
He's been the general manager.
I think 8 years. Yeah.
8 years. And in those 8 years, the Packers haven't been in a position to be in the Super Bowl, and it was execution on the field by possibly poor play by, I don't know, that Hall of Fame quarterback.
Oh, I got to write this down. We're not the Bears. It's on the quarterback, not the GM. All right, okay. Right.
No. You want there's so many components. What Gary is saying, and I don't want to speak for Gary unless he agrees.
No, you both agree that Goody has been great. You're in the same club. That's fine.
To win that crown jewel, that anything can throw it off. One team gets to win it. There's only 4 spots available in 4 years on the Packer side of it. It's that hard to get. That's what Gary's saying. And if you don't get it, everybody goes nuts. Oh, we should have been there. Yeah, it's unfortunate. But you can't just fire everybody if you don't get there every 4 years because the turnover would be endless in the NFL.
Wow.
Hey, can we send him a T-shirt? Do we have a ESPN T-shirt we can see his
No,
address?
we should have one make, and then it'll say on the front, "You are not you people." Right? That's what he is, right?
Well, if you were in the UP, you could say "use guys."
Yeah.
Use guys, dare hey.
All right, so what does he become if he actually gets the team to the Super Bowl or wins the Super Bowl? If he's great now, then
Hall
what?
of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Then he gets Hall of Fame. And then and they'll look at the whole body of work of moving on from Hall of Famers and still keeping your team in a competitive dance that they have a chance to win it all. And that's what they do have. And right now, we're not that far off from being right there.
They're not. Hold on.
And
they're not that far off from being right there. What exactly is right there?
making the playoffs and having a chance at it. That's what it is. That's what the regular season is. It's to make it into the game.
They've been,
have a chance.
all right, hold on. This team that both you mentioned about the great GM, they've been a 7 seed the last 2 years. How does that factor into greatness?
What were they ranked?
Great, just get in. All right, so every GM that makes the playoffs is great.
Well, no, because I think there's concessions. There's concessions, Homer. No, I disagree.
Oh, they're great because they made it the 2 years after they lost their quarterback.
No, correct. Because let's see the recorrect, right, after Joe Burrow. Let's see the recorrect after who's the kid in Buffalo?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. And they've not gone, well, Cincinnati went to the Super Bowl. Buffalo hasn't. But let's see what they do when they lose those types of quarterbacks.
Right. Well, and we also want to see what they did when they had the great quarterback, because Goody, with the great quarterback, never made the Super Bowl.
Sure.
All right. Does that factor in?
Thanks for the phone call. Is that James?
That was Gary in West Bend, I think. Did I have it right?
Gary West Bend?
No, not Gary. James in West Bend? It's somebody's called.
UP.
Escanaba? No, he said
Iron
that.
Mountain.
All right, 1-800-990-3776. Do we need another break or not? I mean, we're because we took the one early, so we've taken 2 breaks. I can't believe it. Well, I have to believe it because it is. The person called in.
You okay? You okay?
I never would have thought the show would be about the belief that Goody is a great general manager.
What? That's because we don't do any prep work on this show. We just start talking.
No, I mean, you might have well told me that we're going to talk about the new cats that speak 12 languages. I wouldn't have anticipated that, whether we talked about it or not.
We just start
Goody
talking.
is a great I don't think most people can even say it. You can say it.
You've already had one phone call already.
I know.
You got another one? You have another one or no?
Not yet, but we're going to break and then get another one. 1-800-990-3776. I'll also get the Discount Liquor Twitter poll question, see how it's going. Is Goody a great general manager? I have not looked at it. I think that number that he is will be less than 20%. We have not, I don't, we'll have to check the updates, but it would appear that while we had someone who agrees with you in the poll, they're still looking for that first person. Apparently, he has not voted yet on the Discount Liquor Twitter poll question.
Right.
You better vote.
I don't. No, that's where it should be. That's how it is. That's why we got fans.
Yeah, but we're back to you people.
That's right. I would have used that correctly.
I would have thought that that you'd have somewhere around maybe 20%.
No,
then you should. Everybody should be excited about the draft. You got a great general manager, right?
No one cares about it. No.
I mean, like if you have a great general manager, like for example, I thought that Ron Wolf was a great general manager because he was a great general manager before he ever got to the Packers with what he had done with the Oakland Raiders and also then with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But so this was his third chance. Goody had never done anything. So, do you think Mark Murphy did a good job as president? I vote yes. 80% saying that he did a good job. We'll break 1-800-990-3776. This is the comment. Goody, a great general manager. You people, next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got some problems out on the road. First of all, we've got some debris in the roadway on northbound 41, right about at the ramp from Appleton Avenue. Left lane is blocked. We've got a crash on 94 westbound on the ramp from Highway G, so watch out for that. Delays basically from Calhoun all the way through to the county line. And westbound 94 through the Zoo interchange onto southbound 894 at Greenfield Avenue. Also some delays northbound 894 from Greenfield all the way to about Hawley Road. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the TMJ for Storm Team forecast. Tonight, a few storms early, then mostly cloudy skies, a low of 44. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, filtered sunshine, a high of 53. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Brewers baseball is here. Time to pick your Brewers games and get back to the ballpark for tailgate traditions and walk-off wins. Don't miss any of the big games or the superstars. And come back for the best giveaways. Where else would you want to be? Brewers tickets for the 2025 season are on sale now. That's every game all summer long. Get on board for the show today. Grab your seats at brewers.com/ticket finder.
They say seeing is believing. And when you check out what's waiting for you at American Place Casino, you'll definitely believe you'll love it. From thrilling gaming to top-notch service, we're changing the game. Come play all your favorites like blackjack, craps, roulette, and the latest slots. Catch a game at the sportsbook, enjoy great restaurants, bars, and more. If you're ready for excitement, exceptional service, and an experience you'll never forget, then we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Kevin Moret from Mentality. Every day is a silent competition, and with testosterone dropping 1% annually, you're fighting an uphill battle. Your colleagues notice when you lose your edge, your partner senses when your confidence wavers, and without addressing low T, you're set up to fail. No willpower can overcome this hormonal deficit. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments have shown a 30% increase in testosterone levels. Don't let low T define you. Reclaim your power at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Some road trips are about the journey, others are where they take you. And sometimes, the best destinations are just across the Wisconsin border. There you'll find Higher Love stands out with the largest selection of products at an unbeatable value, making every trip worth it. Less than an hour from Green Bay and just over 2 from Milwaukee, Higher Love in Menominee is closer than you think. Come see why they are voted best in Michigan. Also find them in Ironwood or any of their 9 UP locations. Start your trip at findhigherlove.com/CBD.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Welcome back to the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
The Gary Ellerson Homer Hour, or one that will be remembered as Goody is a great general manager. Well, I know we won't argue on great as far as one of your partners. Great is appropriate.
Absolutely, Homer. Talking about my good friends over at the Jury Center. They have to be your first stop, guys. Whether it's naturally mined or lab-grown diamonds, the Jury Center has options for it all. Maybe you don't know exactly what kind of ring that special someone wants, but if you have a Pinterest board or ideas, bring it to the Jury Center. Their team of experts will help take your ideas from a dream to a reality. Learn more about their engagement ring selection or any other services at shoptjc.com or stop in today at any of their 3 locations in Greenfield, Brookfield, or Burlington, Wisconsin.
Goody, a great general manager, 1-800-990-3776. And going to have to get back here and check it out on Twitter to see, as we've gone to ESPNMilwaukee.com, what the percent. And feel free to call in, 1-800-990-3776. And you can be the second person to call in and say, if you do believe that Goody is a great general manager. Brian Goody has been great as the Packers GM. 62% disagree, 38% agree. Do you think Mark Murphy?
I agree. Yeah, that's what I thought would be.
I thought it would be even higher. I thought 80-20. Yeah. We'll see how it finishes. Yeah. But do you think Mark Murphy did a good job as president of the Packers? 72% say yes. And now 77 and 23% say no. Well, then, if you got to, by the way, I'm going to go back to, I got to go back to YouTube because somebody had and said what I would agree, that the GM of the Philadelphia Eagles is a great general manager. He's won two different Super Bowls with two different coaches.
Sure he is.
Packers are more concerned with fiscal responsibility than going all in to win. I don't agree with that. I think they've always been going all in to win. But
they just do it differently.
Yeah, but they believe that that's the better way to do it. They aren't doing it to save money. They believe that the game is set up and that and again, I would say in general, the difference between Philly and Green Bay is Philly's done a better job at drafting. But
Philly's done a better job at drafting, and they hit on free agency.
Yeah, but the Packers have hit pretty good on free agency. I think McKinney and Jacobs.
And the trade they made with A.J. Brown was a big hit for them too.
Yes. Rick says he is competent but great. No, Eagles GM is great. Hey, at least we have the most frugal front office. I don't know that the Packers are the frugal most front office, but I've never thought they made a decision that hurt the team just because of money.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
I do blame Goody for Adams leaving. I do too.
Who blames Goody?
I blame Goody. Okay. He had a contract. Do it, whatever, Devontae, whatever you want. You're not leaving. We want you to play here. You're going to play. You got to play here. You're not going to retire. But
I think there's more to that than we know. The Devontae Adams situation.
I would agree there is totally. You're still playing here. You're too good to let go.
Because you were waiting on the Aaron Rodgers deal as well.
Yeah. And at that point, at some point, if Aaron Rodgers left, then I could have said, Goody, you can leave. But,
right.
I mean, Adams has got a contract.
Devontae deals basically took a backseat to the Rodgers deal.
Yes. Right. I mean, we could have easily worked it out. If Rodgers leaves, then we'll trade you somewhere else. Tell he's here, you're staying.
Let me ask you this home team. We don't have much time left.
Goody hasn't drafted well enough to push us over the top. Goody's drafts have been saved by some late round surprises. Only in the first round was Jair.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, fine. The draft is coming up here in Green Bay next Thursday.
Yeah.
What are you looking for at the 23rd pick?
I don't care. It's the 23rd pick. You never look for a whole lot. I would probably take a cornerback, but I had some belief in Goody, a cornerback, because I don't think Jair's going to be back, but cornerback.
Oh, corner.
But the issue is, like, if I believed that Goody was a great general manager, I don't care. I know one thing about a great general manager. You know what I have? That guy's going to have a team he's going to put together that's going to compete to win a Super Bowl. They're going to be a player. The first round pick, if it was the 5th pick, it could be more important. It would be more important, but it's how you acquire talent in all those different ways. So he drafts terribly, but he gets a couple of good free agents. So it's when you believe in the GM, you believe in what he acquires. So if he likes somebody that much more in terms of talent, and it's not a cornerback, I want him to take the player that he thinks is going to help the Packers the most. Not next year, but in future years. That's the job of the GM. The coach just cares about this year. So I'm optimistic about Goody because I think his last couple drafts have been good, even though Van Ness would appear to be a horrible pick. He might get better. But even if it's a horrible pick, he still had some great selections. And that's what matters to me. How about you? What are you thinking at 23?
Thanks for asking me, Homer. I appreciate you. You're so great. You're great. You know what? You're great.
No, you were just shocked I did ask you. Admit it. You were just shocked I asked you. Tell the truth.
I'm going to give
people
you your flowers right now. You're great. You're great at what you do. I appreciate you. I feel like, this is my honest opinion, at 23,
yeah,
I feel like there's nobody there that can help us this year at 23.
Right, then trade down, give him a couple chances at. Look at
or
trade
it and give me a grown man somewhere that can come in and play right now.
Yeah,
but if I had to do the draft, and if I had to have a player, give me that guy out of Arizona, the McMillan.
Oh, the wide receiver. Yeah.
I'll take him at 23.
But, I look at Jordan Morgan at 25 last year. Hasn't done anything to this point. But Edwin Cooper. But I'm just saying, Cooper, Bullard, Lloyd's been hurt. Topper, Williams. I think that's a good draft, even if Jordan Morgan doesn't do a whole lot. If Cooper's as good as I think he is. And then you have 23.
I think Morgan's going to be okay. Morgan's going to be okay.
But even not Cooper and Williams and those others. All right, 2023. Lucas Van Ness has been horrible to this point, but Musgrave was the second. And then you have Jaden Reed, Tucker Kraft, and Dontavian Wicks, 3 of the next 5. That's good if they keep getting better.
Yeah. Right.
So that's how I look at it, and I think the last couple drafts that Goody's done a pretty good job. So I'm feeling better. The previous one, he had Quay Walker, Devontae Wyatt, Christian Watson, Sean Ryan, Romeo Doubs, Zach Tom. That's a good draft.
Yeah.
What they lack is a superstar, Clay Matthews, Charles Woodson, Aaron Rodgers. On the other hand, they've got Jordan Love, they've got Xavier McKinney, and maybe Cooper would be the other one, but there's no superstar.
Right.
And you usually got to have a superstar to win. That's what Philly's done.
Yeah.
All right, more with you people next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on 94.5 ESPN. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
I think that's right in the range that Emeka Egbuka would be there. I think it's possible that Ted McMillan could be there.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
We're speculating. It shouldn't be that hard. Like, either you want to play for the Steelers or you don't, right? Like, what are we waiting for?
On 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hi, I'm David Gruber. When you've been seriously injured, you need the best team of professionals on your side. Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices to get the results you deserve. One call, that's all.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor. If it's a celebrate or tailgate, when you're gonna recreate upstate. If it's a holiday, birthday, any date, you can save at Discount Liquor.
Easter's almost here. What are you bringing to the table? Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Pairing the right wine with your Easter dinner can turn a meal into a celebration. But you don't have to be an expert to find the right wine. That's what our knowledgeable staff is here for. With over 8,000 varieties of wine, Discount Liquor can help you choose between a light, fruity Pinot Grigio, a big, luscious Cabernet, or anything in between, all at the lowest prices in town. Visit us today at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow and Main in downtown Waukesha.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
Check out all of our weekly specials at DiscountLiquorInc.com. Happy Easter!
Discount Liquor.
Home practice is about to begin. Your daughter's new tap shoes? Loud. Your son's new tuba? Louder. But you got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft grace zone. So if you lose track of expenses buying some noise-canceling and sanity-saving headphones, we've got your back. You got this with $50 overdraft grace zone from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Transform your home in one weekend with paint from Menards. Get a paint that combines durability with gorgeous color. Dutch Boy's Forever Interior Paint and Primer in One offers powerhouse protection with its stain-blocking, odor-reducing technology. And with Dutch Boy's quality paint and innovative color solutions, transforming your home has never been easier. View our entire selection of Dutch Boy paint plus great deals in our weekly flyer on Menards.com.
Save big money at Menards.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
We know that the people of Wisconsin are hard workers, that they're tough. But even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
This is the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
Yes, it is the Gary Ellerson Homer Hour with Gary Ellerson, me, and you people. By the way, Steve is one of those you people on YouTube. See, that fits. The YouTube you people. I love you guys. As a 73-year-old, you guys are like listening around the coffee shop table to a bunch of us old farts arguing. Is that a compliment?
Is that good or bad?
Goody never makes splash picks. Yeah, he hasn't had one yet. As I said, he's had good players, but there haven't been great. Help me understand what needs to be done. If you had to give a guy like Rodgers one piece of advice, what would that be? He's playing it most for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm not giving him any advice. What advice do you want to give people? I want you to tell everyone they got to go to the draft. I don't care what day you go. This is a once in a lifetime. This is like getting a chance to go on the moon. You just got to go, right, Gary?
Got to go.
Yes.
Got to go.
I don't know when. I don't know for how long. But Gary Ellerson never thought there would be a NFL draft in Green Bay ever in his lifetime. Am I correct?
That's correct.
It is correct. But now it's here. Are you going to be there? Are you coming by at any point in the week or what?
No, I'm not scheduled.
You don't have to be scheduled. You have to go. Just walk around. You're not, unless you're scheduled, you're not going. You're pulling a Leroy Butler kind of thing. What is that?
I'm not scheduled.
You're not going to the draft any day.
Yeah, I'll be up at the draft. Matter of fact, I'm going to be on ESPN on Thursday.
All right, then you are coming. Are you okay? All right. NBA next.
Well, we've got some delays going through the Zoo interchange starting at Highway 100 on 94 eastbound, stretching